Right, hopefully people can hear me. Guess we'll have to wait and find out. Okay. Let's see if we can't get this a go then. Right. Welcome to the stream, whoever's going to turn up. Right, basically we're going to be building a new workstation for work, and I'm going to be putting it together here. The main processor for this is an AMD 5800X, which hopefully you can see. Yes. Right, so that's our CPU. So let's get this out of the box. Size of the box, and all you get in there is this little bit of plastic with the CPU in it, all for about £400. Right, and then basically to take the CPU, well, we've got some other bits as well. We've got some Corsair LL120 RGB fans to go in there. This should also include a the node for controlling the lighting. I've never used one of these before, so it should be quite interesting. So that's our RGB hub. We have a internal USB connector, which is quite good. And then I think this is the what controls all the RGB actually. So yeah, we'll have a look at that a bit later. Power supply wise, we've got a Corsair RM750. It's modular, gold rated, so it should be at least 80%, well, 80% plus efficient. God, I'm going to have paper coming out of everywhere at the moment. So, yeah. Oh, you didn't actually get... With the white one I got, you actually get a baggie to keep all the sleeves in, or to keep all the cables in. This one does not have one. Okay. Just the box it is then. More screws. Stuff. Let's break this out. I must say it does weigh quite a bit, that power supply. most decent power supply should do. So yeah, got all your different rails there, the fan, and the warning label that tells you that sometimes the fan doesn't spin, which is completely and utterly pointless because I already know that. Right, and then to cool this we're going to be using the Corsair iCUE H115i Elite Capellix, which is actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd asked for a 240, but this is apparently a 280. Never mind. Right, let's get you. Let's have a look at you, shall we? I'm just concerned that my beer is right on the edge here. Right. So yes, 140mm fans in there. And then we have our cold plate and the CPU cooler. And that should be a load of mounting brackets and God knows what else. And another Commander Pro, is that? So yeah, loads of toys to have a play about with there. A reasonably thick radiator, so that'll be good fun to have a play about with. We'll break that open later. And then basically the motherboard, which is the first thing I'm going to have to test because it doesn't have a flashback feature on it. Hey Bouncy, how are you? Evening. Are you upgrading an existing rig or is this a fresh build? It's a fresh build. It's going to be my workstation at work. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to building this because the PC I'm using at work is about 10 years old, so it's in dire need of an upgrade. Plus my workstation at work has only got 8 gig of RAM in it, which is when you're trying to do stuff in Photoshop and Illustrator, it just means it's going backwards most of the time. So yeah, basically the thing that we've got to test is it's got this little label on here. And this actually says AMD Ryzen 5000X desktop ready. So hopefully this is already running a BIOS that will enable us to boot the CPU. Because most of the BIOSes are still getting refreshes at the moment for these. And this looks like a really nice board actually. It wouldn't have been my first choice, but we had to go for what they had in stock, so yeah. If I can get this out the baggie at some point. Here we go. Put you away. So yeah, this is the ASUS Prime X570 Pro, and it does seem to have some quite nice features. It's got a reasonable set of I/O at the back, plenty of USB ports, and I believe it's got an Intel NIC in there as well, which does the networking, which is something that I would definitely want on a workstation. So the first thing we got to do is get the CPU RAM and get some RAM installed in it and see if this board will actually boot. And it's quite nice because this board does actually have a manual power button on it, so you don't have to manually jump the things for it. We've got some 3600 RAM for this, so I should have 64 gigs in total once it's finished done. So yeah, and this RAM should all light up. I do like the black and white accents on this, so this is rather nice. So let's see if we can't actually break this RAM out. Of course it opens that way, right. So before I slot this in, I want to get the CPU in. Because the CPU is the most risky thing, because these Ryzen chips have a load of pins on the back of them. And because they're so easily bent, it's advisable to make sure that this is the first thing that goes in. So we need to lift our little thing, and I'm pretty sure it just slots in that way. But we'll have a check. So yep, down here in this bottom corner you can just about make out the itty bitty triangle. So yes, we are just going to get that dropped in. It's in there nice and flush, and then just lock the socket down. Lovely. Because if you drop that and bend the pins, you could easily waste, well, however much money you spent on the bloody processor. Different for Intel systems, they don't have pins. Everything's put onto the socket. It's usually why Intel motherboards actually cost a bit more. Right, now the sockets on this are a little bit weird because only the one side actually clips in. Right. I can get this other stick in. Lovely jubbly. Right, I'm just going to take you off the anti-static and see about getting the cables I need. So we need a power cable. Here we go. Put you in there. Put you in there. So then we should be able to plug you in there. Let's get rid of this box. Because one of the other things that's going in there is a really old graphics card. I have a very old R7 360. So it's only got 2 gig of RAM on it, but it's all I can put my hands on at the moment. So that's what's going in here. Right. Let's get this around the right way. We need one of these to power the graphics card. We need the 24 pin for the motherboard. And then we need the EPS, which should say CPU on it, which is that cable there. Right, CPU. Let's turn you around again. Get you plugged into there. Right. This is 8 pin, so it wants to go in one of these. That one there will do. And then this, let's go in here like this. Is that? Yep. Getting me cables all tangled up, look. Haven't even got the system built yet. Right. Turn this back round. Copy this over here. Right, okay, and then we need to get one of our PCI plugs in for our graphics card, because the AMD 5800X doesn't have a inbuilt GPU in it, so you have to run a graphics card. So, yeah, I mean, look at this thing, it's tiny, absolutely tiny. So I'm going to move this towards the edge. I'll tab down. It's clicked into place. Get our 6 pin. Lovely. Now we need to see if we can actually get some video out, so I need to put a HDMI cable in. should be ready to go. So what I'm going to do, apart from have a drink, is grab a block just to sit on top of the CPU, just to absorb a little bit of the heat. I mean, it shouldn't overheat. These things are pretty good, but I've got an old water block and that'll just sit on top just to absorb any heat. Assuming it's actually going to sit flat. Yeah, there we go. Right, now what I need to do is just change the feed over to this so I can see if there's any output. Turn our power supply on. Ooh, we have lights on the board. Hey Logris, how are you? And let's hit the power button. Basically, the AMD boards with the 5800X, they will power cycle a couple of times. Basically what it's doing is it's checking the CPU, checking the RAM timings, and each time it's just going through a reboot. And then we've just got to wait and see if we get an output. I'm doing well at the moment, yes. I'm happiest when building computers, put it that way. So, I can't see the lights on the Elgato to see whether it's doing anything. Fingers crossed it is. Let's try. Hey, there we go. Right, if I can switch to this. Yeah, so our motherboard is all in and working. It's detecting our 5800, detecting half the RAM. Yeah, sometimes with the Elgato and Streamlabs, I find you have to deactivate and then reactivate the Elgato in the sources, but that's cool. So I just need to turn this off now. We can switch back. Right. So we have confirmed that our board boots and everything works hunky-dory. So crack on with the build. Which means I've got to tear this down. Yes, you do have to be very careful when removing graphics cards that you do actually press down on the release tab. I mean, even though you get these armoured ones, I have ripped one of these off of a motherboard. And it's not a good feeling, I can tell you that. But yeah, everything works hunky-dory, so we can just crack on now. Yeah, that got a little bit warm. So yeah. Probably should have used the water cooler, but it would have taken more time to do that. It's going to have plenty of time to cool down. And the Ryzen chips do throttle if they get too warm. So yes, we need to crack on with the build then. So let me move this out of the way, because let's finish putting the RAM in this, shall we? So what I'm going to do is install the other set of RAM. That's the open size. And then so this should get us on 64 gig. So yes. But yeah, that CPU's already cooling down there. Right. Might as well get one of the hard drives in. The hard drives we're using are Firecuda 1 terabyte drives. Basically, I'm also going to have to run a Windows 7 VM on my workstation. I mean, look at it, 1 terabyte in that. It's ridiculous. Right, before I stick that on, I need to get the screws. Because inside the motherboard box will be mounting screws for the NVMe drives, which is what those are. Because what you got to do with the NVMe drive, NVMe drive, is you've got to put a post in, and usually you get different sizes. Hence the reason why they don't come pre-installed. But even if you're only putting one NVMe drive in, and you've got space for another one, always put the post in with the screw on, so that you never have to go looking for it. Or else you could wind up searching high and low for a post and screw to hold your drive in place. Right, these drives are really simple to install actually. Let me just turn this around so I can see. Yeah. Basically, you lift them up and you put them in at a slight angle. So yeah, all the contacts disappear. And you push it down, and your post should be in the right place, ready for a screw to go on. If your drive's right in the right place, it should try standing up like it is at the moment. Right, why is this? God, it's a tiny little screw head. Let's try you. Yeah, there we go. So let's get the heat sink off the, hopefully these are captive screws. Okay. Yep, they're captive screws. And you've got a little bit of heat pad there to make contact with the drive. Yes, it's going to be the third one, isn't it? Do I want to put that screw in yet? You know what? I won't. I shall try and keep this screw safe. So, in our plastic tray it goes, along with the heatsink that goes on top of it. Right. Now, let's put this to one side and have a look at the case. Because that's our next NVMe drive and our copy of Microsoft Windows. So let me just break this case out of the box. I haven't even looked at it yet, so hopefully the window is not smashed. Because that will not make for a fun stream, especially after I had to chase DPD halfway down the street to get it right. Yeah, that's okay, it's only a power supply. Yep, I'll very quickly try and show you the front. Manual if I need it. don't think I will. I know it's a bit difficult to see it because of the top-down camera is quite close. But if I can show you very briefly on the webcam, it's got this type of angled front. It's got a glass side panel, white and black accents, and hopefully it should go very well with the motherboard. The thumb screws, and they're not captive. Lovely. Right. Basically, that is just a sheet of glass, tempered glass, with a bit of sticky back plastic over the top of it. So we've got to put that somewhere where it won't get broken. Right, I can see where our screws and stuff are. They're in the caddies that are hard drive, well, the full size hard drive caddies that are under there. So yes, let's I do like it when they put thumb screws. Okay. No, it's going the wrong way. Should be going that way. Ah, at least those ones are captive. Right, let's get the back panel off. I should put that inside. There's our box of screws. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Nothing wrong with captive screws, but some of them I do like to be captive, actually. Right, you can see, I can show you the bottom of the case. This is the bottom of the case, but you've got the feet here. There is a removable dust filter, which I can which should come out. Yes, there we go. It just slides out. But that's where our PSU lives. We've got a couple of 3.5 inch drive caddies. Yes, my new work PC. So I'm looking forward to building this, actually. It's got some nice cable management features down the side. Got a nice space for hiding all the cables. Some nice grommets to get out, and these are angled quite nicely, actually. And then you've got space for mounting SSDs and 2.5 inch drives. So yeah, this looks the business. So turn this around. One thing we do need to figure out is how to get the front of the case off. I guess I should read the manual, really, shouldn't I? Right. Okay, just to be a little bit annoying, the cables that come out of the I/O at the top here are all hardwired in, So when you pop the front off, you can't move it too far away, which is a little bit annoying, but we should be able to easily work around that. So what did I do with the manual? Keep it safe as the glass window. Yes, definitely. Definitely want to keep that safe. Right, okay, here we go. User manual. Let's have a builder's guide. I just want to know how to remove the front. Install the motherboard assembly. Okay, it doesn't actually tell you, so that's about as much use as a itchy arsehole. It's just clipped. Okay. Yeah, they're just pushing clips. Not exactly the best in the world, but there we go. Right. I can now access where we're going to mount the radiator for our AIO. Right. First thing we're going to do is get rid of these fans. No. So why am I popping the front? Because I'm going to install radiators, a radiator here, and we are going to need access to mounting the radiator and the fans that go on it. So yes, we do need. I'm just trying to get this fan cable out. Okay, you're not going to play ball without standing you up. Right, pop you in there. Right, that's one of the fans out. Dump that in the box. Let's get rid of the one on the back. Right, let's the other fan out. Right. Now we need to look at our standoffs. Okay, one thing I've noticed with some of the new cases is the standoff that they put right in the middle doesn't accept a screw. This is where your motherboard mounts. And these standoffs, sometimes the one in the middle doesn't accept a screw. It's just a locator for the motherboard and it will hold the motherboard in place. And this one's got no other standoffs on, so we have to find them in our box of bits and mount them in the right place. So we've got screws, here's our standoffs, and they're all gold. I know you're not going to see them, but it's just a small detail. They could have painted them black. Would that have killed them? Right, what have we got in here? Oh, those are 3.5-inch drives. Right. So and they give you the standoff screwing tool as well, if in case you've only got a Phillips, which is rather nice of them. Right, take a drink. Grab our motherboard. So our motherboard's going to go in like that, and we've got to look down and see where to install the standoffs, which is a bit difficult because it's a black case and I'm lacking a bit of light. So okay, so and that one. 1, 2, 3, it's going to be that one. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing now. So one standoff in place. They're a little bit stiff to go in, but it has just been painted. Because the last thing you want to be doing is unscrewing one of the standoffs at any point in the future and it unscrew the bolt behind. So just make sure you nip them up properly. But not too tight that you ruin the thread. That one did just feel like it was cross-threading, but no, it seems fine. Two more to go, which is exactly the right number that they give you. What the motherboard? Yes, not sure when you joined log, but yeah, I just wanted to check that the board had a acceptable BIOS, so it could boot the AMD chip. With your Intel, that won't be an issue. It's basically because on the AMD platform they released the x570 chipsets before the Ryzen 5000 CPUs. So a lot of the boards shipped with a BIOS that wasn't compatible. And that motherboard doesn't have a flashback facility on it. So I just wanted to double check that it did actually boot with the CPU, so it had an acceptable BIOS. So yes, it's all good. Right. Right, so I've got a little bit of a peel and wrap to peel off, as you do. Where is... It's all in separate squares. How to be annoying. Is there a piece over that? Yes, there is. Right. Okay, so this needs to go in here. And then you see the peg with the stand-up bit in it just holds the motherboard in place, so all the screws can drop in, which is a very, very neat feature. Those are not the screws we need. Those are probably the screws we need. 22.5-inch drive. Yeah, those. Four for the power supply. That's M.2, so we can throw that away. Yep, that's for the power supply. And these are going to be the motherboard standoff screw, the motherboard screws. Yes. Right. Down there, we don't need a CPU block anymore. Right, Let's see if we can't get these screws in. Usually with these I just like to get them all in before I nip them up, just in case the motherboard's got to move slightly, to get them all in case the machining's not perfect, and then just go around afterwards and just tighten them all up. Basically all of the screws should do up. If you put one in a hole and it just drops in, that means you've got the standoff in the wrong place, which means you need to pull the motherboard back out and put the standoff in the right place, because you could be causing a short, which is one of the things to watch out for. This is where the screws get a little bit tricky, especially with my hands. I've got quite big hands. Having a really good magnetic Phillips screwdriver is a good idea if you've got one. Especially if you drop a screw in the wrong place. You can just use the magnetic screwdriver and just hook it out again. Right, last screw. Just give all 8 screws a bit of a nip up. I mean, on some cases it will be 9 screws, but sometimes the middle one doesn't have a stand-up piece in it. You do want to just be careful that you don't start scratching the underside of your motherboard on it. Right, that's in. Now we can look at doing the CPU cooler. So let's just move this to one side. And have a look at our CPU cooler. Because it's a all-in-one liquid cooler, it's going to take a little bit to get it mounted. Plus, I think this has probably got the same mounting mechanism that Tom used on his. Actually, one thing I never checked was that it's compatible with the AM4. Yes, it is. You're right. Okay. Our fans. Let's get everything out of here. Bit of paper. No, Allen key. Right. That's everything. Okay. Right. Let's drag you out of there. One thing I will try and look before I try mounting this is to see when any of the radiator is in the way of the screw holes. But some of them, they never used to think about that. They used to put the screws in, and if your screws were napped too long, you'd puncture the radiator. It's happened to me, so yes. Right, we don't need that. That's an Intel kit. That is, yeah, to give you two different heads. Very nice. Put that one over there. A massive bag of bitties, our Allen key, which is black, so I shall leave it in the bag. Move that out of the way. And have a look at our mounting kit. What did I do with the manuals? Okay. How difficult can it possibly be? That's pre-applied thermal paste. Right, there's got to be some mounting instruction somewhere. Definitely didn't drop them on the floor, no. Definitely not behind me. You're telling me it comes with no manual at all? It's a Seagate. Okay. So this is definitely what we've got. Great. Just got thermal compound on my thumb. I've got my own thermal compound in any case. I've got some thermal grizzly that I like to use. Right, nothing in there. Can't believe there's no instructions. Ah. Warranty guide. Put you there. Right. See, I knew I was going to need the magnifying glass. Right, how do you remove... Hang on a second. Let me Heh, I'm on mute, sorry. Not the first time I've done that, and certainly won't be the last. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at this bag of bitties. Hopefully you can hear me now. I am. Yeah, guys, I was on mute, so hopefully you can all hear me. Let me know in a sec. There we go. Yes, right. Okay, that's been glued in. Okay. Right, let's have a turn around and have a quick look. Install the cooler. Right. Now I'm beginning to see why you said this was so fiddly, Tom. Loud and clear. Good, excellent. This has got to be the worst mounting mechanism I've seen in a cooler in a long time. You want to see a really, really good mounting mechanism? Buy a Noctua cooler. The mounting mechanisms on those are phenomenal. You could literally pick, I mean, I've got one in my old build that's doing the streaming here. I'm pretty sure I could pick up the entire case by just holding that cooler. That's how secure it is. Right. Okay. Let's move those fans to one side. Slowly running out of room here. Don't want to spill beer all over my mains plugs. Right. Move you off to the side. You've got to be so careful because they put the bloody compound on it. Ridiculous. Right. Okay. Really doesn't look like a huge amount of compound on there. I usually like a bit more on there. Right, so Corsair logo has to... Oh my word, this is ridiculous. Right. This is the bit where you need 3 hands. And I only have 2. And there's no more in the house. So I've got to make do, which means mount those up like that. Right. Ooba-dooba-doo. Right, I can see what you mean about this stupid mounting plate now. Because it's going to be very easy to mount this crooked. That is awful. Okay. Right, let's see. It is a nice motherboard actually. It certainly doesn't get rated top, that's for sure. But it should do everything I need, especially for work. Right. Look at that, like a glove. Do I like that? Put the pipes at the top. Or do I take this out and mount it this way? I mean, to be honest, the CPU is so small, it's... or the GPU, should I say. I mean, this is the GPU. It's tiny. It's got 2 gigs. It's nothing. It comes to there. So I think aesthetics-wise, I think mounting it pipes towards the bottom is gonna look the best by far. So right. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, it's just about nipping them up so they're both roughly tight. And then you can get it to stay in the same place, but yeah. It seems fairly stable on there. I've got no wiggle room in it, so yeah. My only problem with this is I would have liked a heat sink over the M.2 at the top. You get one for the bottom, but not for the one at the top. But there we go. Which ones of these are we going to have to remove? Okay, it looks like these two. Right, do I want to put this in yet? No, I won't. I'll leave the GPU out for a second. Because we've got to put the 140s on the radiator. Generally, I like to see these running to see what they look like, so I can see how much light they give off and and see whereabouts. I think we're probably going to mount them on the inside. Yeah, I think we'll just mount them on the inside. It just means that you'll see the because of the mesh front, I don't think you're going to see much in the way of colours through it, because yeah, there's foam on the inside of the mesh. Right. Okay. Which means we need screws. Those look a little long. Let's get that out of the way and empty these screws out. These two we don't need, so they can go in there. Well, the length of the screws they give you. Those really are quite long. As you can see, if I hold my finger behind there, you can see how much they come through, and I'm just forever paranoid about screwing fans to radiators, puncturing the radiators. Because when you've had cooling liquid drop on your CPU and start to crackle because of the wattage going through your, yeah, it soon makes you go. But yeah, I reckon this is definitely the way to go. So we are very gingerly going to screw these in. Where did I put my screwdriver? Yeah, I know. I'm just paranoid about it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to go for it. I think it would have just been a bit nicer if the holes had been tapped a bit better. And some slightly shorter screws would have not gone amiss either. Okay, that one's easier. Right. I'm not sure what these are actually. If they're LLs or something else. They're well, they're definitely not LLs. They're something else, because the LLs have the light ring, I believe, around here, and these obviously don't. So I'm pretty sure it's just the hub that lights up in these. Yeah, I mean, it's a fan, it doesn't need to be bolted down. But yeah, it's a nice thin radiator. It's certainly a lot thinner than my well, I think the radiator is probably the same size, but the housing of my custom loop cooling on my main rig is probably a centimetre bigger, because you can put the screws into the fins. Which is ever so slightly annoying. Okay. Here we go, job done. So much quicker and neater doing it that way. I love how they stick a dirty great big label on it. RGB hub! Don't tell me this was done up by somebody with left-handed note. Sorry, I keep putting my fingers in the way of the light. We can't all be Linus Tech Tips. And they use white ones on these, right, okay. Oh, you reckon that's the MLs, okay. Yeah, I do have a set of LLs with the lighting node, or whatever it's called, sat over there. Jesus, you think these twisties were going to war the way they've been done up? Crying out loud. Right, put you over there. Slide you in. Now we've got to try and get these screws in, which means I've got to rotate this around. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to see on the top camera unless we can get you all the way around there. Right, looks good. Cyberden, how are you? Right, so one of these has got to go in here. Right, try and get these screws in before I do them up so I can find the optimal sitting position for it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy building computers. I could build computers all day long, to be totally honest. Trouble is, there's not much of a living in it, to be totally honest. So, let's undo you a tad. Right. We're going to stand it off the bottom, so. Hopefully the connection's good. I've never tried streaming off my old PC before this way. Right. Michael Dell might disagree. Well, he doesn't build the computers. He pays somebody peanuts to build the computers. They're probably built in China or some sweatshop somewhere. So you can say Dell might disagree with you, but I think you'll find that, yeah, he's definitely paying somebody else to build them. Right. Now I've got the difficult part, trying to route all these cables through to the back, which should be quite easy on this case actually. Let's just RGB hub. Okay. Let's have a quick butchers at this. Another bag for the bin. Right, so this is the, whatever you call it, that came with the cooler. Tom will probably tell me in a second. Right, let's rotate you round. Oh, yes, the magnetic cover that goes on the top has fallen off. Hardly the end of the world. Yep, we can put those through there. Yeah, I know all you can see at the moment is just case. But give me a second to just pull these cables through the back. Commander node, that's it. And then we have this. Oh right, so I'm guessing the pump goes into the commander node as well. Okay. Right, one of those is definitely the... I might have to put the white cap on there, I think. I think it will help set it off. Commander core, right. Right, where is the motherboard manual? What did we do with the motherboard manual? I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Is it still in the box? That feels like the type of mistake I'd make. Aha. Right, let's get another beer on the go. Right, so we're just looking for which one's the CPU header. All-in-one pump is that one. So that is... I'm pretty sure that one over there. I can hear the Discord pinging. No battery, right. Where's my torches gone? Right, we'll do this the hard way. Got an idea, it's that one there. Of course it's only 3-pin rather than 4-pin. Never mind. I could see that beer going over at some point. How was tanks today, Tom? Did you have any luck? Right, I think that looks reasonably neat as the way I'd like to mount it with the radiator with the pipes coming out the bottom. Less likely to move air around the loop, so it should stay a bit quieter. Come on you, poke in there. What am I going to do with this build? It's going to be my workstation for work. So yeah, it's replacing my old Intel i7-2700, which is about 10 years old. That only has 8 GB of RAM. And I tell you, trying to run Photoshop on 8 gigs is just painful. Right. I think now we've done that, we can start looking at getting the power supply mounted. Because then we can get the power supply mounted, and then look at mounting the other fans that we've got, which are these, the LLs, which I know Tom's familiar with. And these are the LLs. So we've got 2 intakes. What I might do is make this an intake and the 2 at the top be an extract. That should give me a positive air pressure that I need to try and keep it as dust free as possible. Got new Russian ones. Oh right. Heavies? I mean, yeah, I've never really explored the Russian lines on World of Tanks, to be totally honest. Right. Pick the power supply up off the floor. where it fell. Unplug it. So, yep. Right. I mean, for the amount of money they charge you for a power supply, do you think they could give you a 6-pin without the 2 extras on it? Or without the extra plug on it, just to... It drives me potty, that does. Right, so our CPU connector, which is our EPS. Right, that's gone in nicely. And the grommet is well placed. He says trying to push the header through it. Yeah. It's trying to remove the grommet. Right, put that back. Yeah, we're good. So, yeah. That's the connector down by the to supply power to the VRMs, which is the voltage regulator modules that supply all the power to the CPU and sundry other devices around it. I generally find, especially if you're going for a modular power supply, to put the connectors in the motherboard first and then push them through. Else you'll be there for days trying to sort the kinks out. Because cables can be very stiff once you when they're brand new. Right, just trying to pull the grommet off. I think we can safely say we have pulled the grommet off. Right. Right, now trying to get the grommet back in place. I mean, the square grommets are all very nice and everything, but yeah, they do not like to stay in place. Right, and of course we've got all the connectors to go on the motherboard yet, which I've completely forgotten about. So, quick look, see what we've got and where they are. Not the greatest case because there's no grommets along the bottom to feed cables in through. But it's a nice small case, so what you make up for in size, you lose a bit in cable management, which is fair enough. Yeah, you were talking about that yesterday, Cyberden, about upgrading your first gen Ryzen. I mean, you could always wait for the second generation on the new, was it AM5 platform to come out. At least then you'd be on DDR5. Right. Okay. There is a little connector block here. All motherboards should come with one of these, or they should all just make them standard. Basically, it's the headers for the front panel I/O. They all just plug onto this, and then because of the way it's blanked out, it'll only go onto the motherboard in a particular way, which is down at this corner here. So yes, we got speaker, ground, 5 volts, power LED, hard drive LED, which I don't even think we've got. But we do have a reset switch actually. Does this have facility for a reset switch? It looks like it does. So we'll assign the reset switch to the RGB instead. Power LEDs. Right, okay. Let's see if we can't figure. Those are our fan connectors. We've got our power. We should only actually have three cables going to our power, which is quite, well, no, 4. Because we've got to power all the RGB stuff. Right, the reset switch we're going to send to the RGB. So we got hard drive LED, which is on here somewhere. Plus and minus, yeah, there we go. Jesus, could they make those connectors any more ropey if they tried? We have power switch, which is around the other side. Power LED, power LED. Then these are power LEDs, right. That one is minus, so that one goes there. Okay, get this one around the right way. Right, there's that done. The big blue connector at the front that comes off the front of the case, that's for the USB 3 ports at the top. So we want to get that out. So yeah, grab those out. All these cables can otherwise go in. Because our USB needs to go in there and connect to the bottom of the motherboard somewhere. This needs to do exactly the same. So in there. That reach over there for that, no. Right, I'll just tuck you away in there. Right. Turn you back over. Get this connector connected in. Gonna need light again so I can see what I'm doing. Looks like it goes around this way. Oh, look at that, right first time. Right, which side of the... Yep. Come on, you. In you go. Lovely. Right. Let's pull some of these cables back through. There's that cable. Yep, that's nice and neat. I quite like that. We'll sort out that one afterwards. Give us a twisty. Got plenty of hooks on the back of the motherboard tray for cable ties and stuff to go in place. But why use cable ties if you've got plenty of twisties that have been supplied with all the crap you just bought? So they can be undone and done back up again. So we've got more fans to go in the top, so I won't worry about that for the moment. What I will do is get this in there like that. Right, a little bit more cable management done. Let's have a look at this. So we have this connector here. That needs to go towards the top, so that needs to turn round. Right. We'll connect you in there, so that's our reset switch in. Then we need, okay, this one's a little short. Put you in the top. We've got you, so put you in second. So 1 and 2 are the fans at the front. Shortest cable in, yeah, shortest cable in. Right. Which means that needs to plug into a USB. I don't even know if I'm actually going to mount a 3.5-inch drive in this. I might do at some point. And here we have our SATA power lead for the power supply. Is there a smaller one in the box? Or are they all the same size? Because all we need is a very short one. How many connectors on that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Typical. I'll get the longest one out of the box. Right, okay. Put you back in the box. Put you back in the box. Use you instead. Get you out of the way. I mean, there really should just be a lead in here with 1 or 2 on. But hey ho. Right, that will power our node. So the only thing left to do really is get the power supply in. Well, not the power supply, the graphics card, should I say. And that needs to go to a... Oh, that's the audio for the front panel. Put you in there. Put you in there. Rotate you down again. Right. Just let you hang loose. Alan's off. Good night, Al. You've got all this to look forward to. Right. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Jesus. You're actually supposed to be able to read that. Turning into blind pew. Right, that's better. So we've got two USB connectors at the bottom to use. Right. Which plug is missing? That one, okay. Oh, this is front panel audio, okay. Front panel audio is always the furthest one away, okay. Don't know why they do it that way. I think just to annoy people. Just means you're stretching a cable all the way over your motherboard. But then you do have to remember that the front panel audio connectors are usually a lot crappier than the ones on the actual motherboard. So if you want the best audio for your headphones, connect to the back socket. Especially if the motherboard conforms to any standards or anything, audio standards, you'll find that the connector on the motherboard will also adhere to that standard. So it's something to be aware of. Right. Okay. Where are we going to put those? Who cares? Put a whopping great big 2 gig graphics card in there. I mean, it is bigger than the one I'm actually running at work, which is 768 megabytes, which goes to say something really. Mainly how bloody old it is. But to be fair, it's done its job. See you, Bouncy. Take care, mate. Catch you around. Looks like you had fun today on the old stream log, actually. Right. That looks quite neat to me. I mean, we can stick them down there, helps hide the cables at the bottom. Only problem is now we've got to connect the power connector in there. Why don't they give you a cable where there's only one PCIe that's got double header. Another PCIe with a double header. CPU cable. Which means I'm left trying to hide these cables. Where's our cable ties? Here we go. Take 2 of these. Right. So it goes in over like that. Yeah, okay. Right, turn you around. So yeah, just attempting to cable tie the extra connectors out of the way, so that hopefully you won't see them when looking through the window. Let's see if we can squeeze this one behind. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, same way. Doo -doo -doo. Right. So hopefully we can squeeze this one in here. And then maybe see about getting this through here. And then try and move the cable so that I think that'll have to do. The only other way is up the top. I mean, if I was going to be completely pedantic about it, you could probably run it down and cable tie all those together, but it's a work machine. I don't think it needs that. So, next job is to get the power supply mounted. Because yeah, we've got a dust filter at the bottom of the case, so I'm going to mount it fan down, definitely. Yeah, definitely fan down. So, right. So, peripherals, and we'll use the one at the very back for when it's put inside. Well, actually, we'll use the one at the top. Then, so we've got, use that. Right, cables are a little bit short. What one is that? That's EPS. This is PCIe. Cables are getting shorter and shorter. So thinking we're going to have to push it in the hole first. And then get the connectors in for the 24 pin. It's a tad tight in there, shall we say. You know what? We could take that out there. Right. Gives us a few extra centimeters. Right, that's one in. Right, okay. That looks like that is all connected. So, just got to get the screws on and the mounting plate fitted. So, we need they're empty. Well, we can use those, or we can use those. Right. We shall use these. That's another plastic bag for the bin. Right. Right, get all the other screws in first before starting to tighten them up. I mean, cases have got a lot better in recent years, but yeah, you used to have a inordinate number of cases which just badly machined back in the day. But now the fact that these are all done by machine, the tolerance is fractions of a millimeter now. Or they should be. Right. Oh, don't tell me I've mounted the plate upside down. No, you're not finding a thread. Oh, God. Okay, that's that side in. Right. There we go. Right, connect up our node. And then fingers crossed, this should all power on when I connect the power. So let's plug you in. Let's get our HDMI lead. And then if I make some room, empty. Not even sure what the Allen key's for. Right. I should be able to lie you down. Do we have power? No, we don't. That's a good sign. Yeah, sorry, I've been ignoring the fan down. Basically, the fan will always draw air into the power supply and out to the rear. So it just depends on whether you want to suck more air out of the case, which is usually warm, or you can suck cold air in from the bottom. Generally, if you're going to sit it on the floor, you probably want to consider putting the fan sucking air from inside the case, so that you're not sucking dust in through the bottom. That's basically the only consideration. Okay. I am going to have to unplug my mouse from the streaming rig. Plug my mouse in there. And then we seem to have power. Okay, it's just occurred to me I can't change the the stream over when I've got the bloody mouse connected somewhere else. Yay! Right. I am going to stand it up. I'm just having it lying down because so that you can see all the pretty lights, basically. And you can be wowed by the pretty lights, yes. So that you can see what's going on. Yep, fan on the GPUs going around. Yeah, it's going to basically stand behind my monitors at work. I should be able to have it window facing the front, so I should be able to see all the pretty lights. It's detecting all of the RAM. We are not going to overclock the RAM just yet, because we want Windows as stable as possible for when we're installing Windows. So, why can't I see my thumb drive? Where's my thumb drive gone? Crikey. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh God, what have I done with it? It's the trouble with thumb drives, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the chance of misplacing them gets easier and easier and easier. And especially the ones I've been buying, they're tiny. Oops, I hit the power button. Right, that's me. What have you done with it, Mr. Glimwood? Right, it's picking up the AIO pump. CPU temperature is about 42 idle. 43. We'll see where it goes from there. What could I have done with it? I had a USB stick ready to go, Windows on it and everything. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Under there, no. Around there, no. Nope. Nope. Professionalism 101. Yes, here we are. Well, we're going to get hit. Well, we're going to go places fast with the missing a USB stick. Crikey. Um, seriously. No, I'm drawing a complete and utter blank of what I've done with the bloody pen drive. Dear me. What an idiot. Well, I certainly don't remember plugging it into anything. CPU's gone up a touch. 49. Yeah, you're probably we're on BIOS version 3001. I'll have to see what the latest BIOS is. Get that updated. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna run to the bog and be back in a second. Try and remember what I've done with this pen drive. Have I knocked it on the floor? Lose me blinking head if it weren't screwed on, that's for sure. I mean, seriously. What could I have done with the bloody thing? Definitely not there, definitely not there, definitely not there. Telling you. Right, we might go to plan B, just find another pen drive. I know where there is a pen drive. I'm just really surprised I moved it. Oops. Oh, there it is. Right, I found it. I moved the books around because I've got an iPad which is doing the main camera. No. I found it. Look. Here it is. Tiny little thumb drive. Easy to lose. We're going to jam that in there. We're going to tell this to save and exit. You have not made any changes to the BIOS. Yes, we know. Yeah, basically the main top-down camera is my iPad. Oh, I've actually got mem test on the pen drive. That's okay. We can test the RAM while we're waiting, I suppose. So where would I have put Windows? Who cares? Find another pen drive. It won't take me long to download Windows onto a new pen drive. Right. Basically what you do, I know you can only see the back of my head at the moment. You just do a search for Windows Media Creator. And the top link should be to a Microsoft site. And the second button down, which is Create Windows 10 Installation Media. Download tool now. and then you run the tool. And it'll ask you whether you want to upgrade this PC or another PC. You say another PC, and then it'll ask you for the thumb drive, which thumb drive to use. And then it'll download the files necessary to get all that running. Create installation media. USB flash drive. Yeah, it's oddly detecting my second hard disk as a removable drive. Bit weird. But that'll download Windows onto the pen drive, and so you can boot off it and install Windows. To be totally honest, the only thing you really need the actual DVD for is the license key. Right, let me just get this back into here. I'm just going to plug it in there. There we go. I need to unlock the top-down camera. Well, actually, I mean, I know you did this, Tom, and you reckon it took hours. I don't... No, it's not Carling, it's San Miguel, trust me. It is San Miguel. I do not drink a lot else, really. Right, our pen drive's at 90%. I'll be ready soon. Yeah, my brother is currently out on the town. They had a pub booked up. Brother was asking me if I wanted to go out. I was like, nah, you're alright. Just no, I haven't fit the LLs yet. I've still got them loose. I'm still contemplating whether to have 3 as exit fans. So, yeah, I'm still debating whether to have 3 exit fans with the 140s as intakes. I might just give it a go. So at least then I'll have the fans with the light ring around the right way. Decisions. Plus I can plug this in now and see what they look like. No, I don't want to stop the mem test. I'm just going to let it go until it's 62%, until my Windows media is done. Once that's done, I'll stop the mem test and get Windows installed. Right. Let's stand you there. Actually, let's bring you a bit closer. Or I can just plug the RGB in. Come on, where are you? Is it going to light up? Or have I got the power cycle? I would have hoped the Commander Pro would have been intelligent enough to figure out that it's got LEDs on it. I can feel a little bit of heat being given off by the system. No errors so far, which is good. We're at 98% on the thumb drive, so all good. Where we got 50%. Okay. Then once we got Windows installed, we can put our second M.2 drive in there. Which is going to be used for backing up the first M.2 drive and host a Windows 7 virtual machine as well. Because I still have some utilities that need it, just to be annoying. Yeah, good night, Al. We're reading 62% on one stick. No, I'm pretty sure that's 50% on all of them. Because the motherboard handles all the allocation of the RAM. so it can't just individually attack one stick. And the way that the RAM is done, because you've got dual channel, it'll write sort of like address slot 1 to this, and then address slot 2 to the other stick. Yeah, it's just because it's going to do 4 passes before it stops. It's, if you had 2 sticks in there, it would still do pass 1 of 4. So, yeah, it's memtest always tries to do 4 passes. Right, our flash drive is ready. Let's just eject that. Let's just shut this down. Put our USB stick in. Gonna need to scale this down. Get this out of the way. Let's just lock that. Yes, I do agree. It is going to take a while, but it runs the RAM through loads and loads and loads of tests. Right, you can see it's got the LEDs running, or half the LEDs running on the OLs. That's pretty bad. Right, here we go. United Kingdom. Next. I've still got the mouse plugged into the bloody streaming computer. So there I am trying to bloody click next on the Elgato window. Right, what a knob. Okay. Next. Install now. Here we go. Yeah, we don't have to install a well, I obviously do have a product key. Yeah, I will sort that out when I install the iCUE software. I mean, the fact that they're still actually putting Windows on a DVD in this day and age is just crap. Yeah, I've tried clicking next. What happens if I say don't have a product key? Windows 10 Pro. Next. Accept. We want a custom. Use the full drive. Bosh. Yes, I do have a proper product key, so I will install that at some point because yeah, it's there basically. I just don't want to type it in while I'm on stream, so. It just means I'll have a watermark for the rest of the stream, it's fine. Won't be able to change the desktop background. But yeah, I mean, aside from the mounting mechanism and the fact that it's pre-applied paste on the cooler, it does seem okay, I think. CPU fan error. How weird. How very, very, very weird. So it's detecting an AOA pump. And it's detecting, oh, the PCH fan. That's the fan on here. The fan on the chipset. Okay. Oh, I've not made any changes to BIOS, yes. We know, just boot. Why is it complaining about a CPU fan error? Um... QFan configuration. Yeah, it could well be. I mean, it should really. Except. The entire idea is that the CPU knows it's plugged into the the CPU fan error. Right. Let's just. Well, I can't do that in a moment. I want you to stop telling me. Right, what's under the advanced menu? Let's have a quick look. CPU configuration. Right, okay. F10. Okay, this is slightly annoying. Okay, let's change the header then. If it's really going to be that annoying, then we'll just change the header it's plugged into. Okay, so it seems to be working a bit better this time. Okay, it's restarted. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to put the white cover on the CPU cover, or the CPU block. I think that will work well. Yes. Yes. Add a second layout. No. I don't have internet. Continue limited setup. Who is going to use this PC? Move the mic, yes, that would probably help as well, wouldn't it, really? Confirm your password. Oh, these goddamn security questions. See where you were born, that's easy. There we go. Don't use speech recognition. No, I don't want you to use my location. Find my device, no. Send required diagnostics. Approve it, no. 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 Not now. Right, I think that's most of the setup done, I think. I'm very happy with the case. I'm used to much bigger cases, if I'm completely honest. But it is a fairly nice case. I need to rework some of the grommet with the 24-pin power connector, but that's about it really. And then finish getting the fans installed. Your default browser was reset. Yes, we know Windows likes to do that. It keeps trying to force Bing on us. We know likey. Right, so God knows how much I'm going to have to do in the way of updates for this. But, yeah. I'm kind of happy with it. Does Task Manager give us the... I guess what I should do... Can't finish until you pull the protective coating off the window. To be fair, normally I do that just before I close the case after everything's finished. So I'm not going to do that tonight. As much as that will probably annoy you. I might do that some other time actually. Right. Let's... It doesn't give us the temperature. We change the graph to logical processors. Shows us our 16 threads, which is very nice indeed. God, look at that memory usage. That'll soon start filling up, I'll tell you. By the time I get Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, all that running on top of this. Disk 1. You get average response times. I hadn't noticed that before. And my brother's just come home. Right, what I might do, just for a comparison, take this, get this connected, take it for a spin on Cinebench R23. So anybody that wants to compare their scores are more than welcome. If you put everything over the top of each other, I can't see what's at the back. Would you like to download and install the Armory Crate app? Yes. I already have Cinebench. So let's throw it on the pen drive. It is in downloads. Copy. There we go. And paste. I am in Geek Heaven at the moment. Yes. It is. It's yeah. I've got Windows installed on it and everything. It's doing well. So I've got a couple of bits to finish up on it and hunky dory. Ah, cool. Right, it's just taking just a installation failed, eh? Okay. Worry about that later. Where's our watermark? Right, nearly finished copying Cinebench to the pen drive. Yeah, the reason why I do it just before I install the side panel is so that you get, well, you reduce the amount of fingerprints you put on it. So I will definitely remove the plastic wrap. It's just a question of doing it later. Come on, pen drive, you done yet? Should have copied it to the other pen drive. Too many individual files. Right, close. And then we shall eject. Definitely need some updates on here. Where's File Explorer? File Explorer. Right, let's just whack this on the desktop. It's taking a darn sight less time to read it off than it did to copy it to it, that's for sure. Right, let's run a multi-core, shall we? See where it stacks up, because I haven't overclocked the RAM yet. And there's definitely no, well, I don't know obviously on an early BIOS. Let's put that. Sorry, I'm just trying to stare at the screen. I'll have to check that afterwards. Well, this is the very first run, so I would imagine your score's probably going to do a darn sight better than this, so I haven't even overclocked the RAM yet. But it's just to keep a log of what score we get as the initial build, and then start getting drivers and everything else on there, and because I'm not even running or updated the AMD chipset drivers or anything like that. The BIOS is still the initial one, so until I see, it's just a what would you call it? It is just the, yeah, I will have to check the temps. I don't have anything at the moment that can check the temps, but yeah, I'll definitely get all that sorted, and we'll hook that up in another stream, definitely. Right, I can actually see what the stream's doing now. So I can actually see because all I'm getting is the Streamlabs window, so the desktop from this computer is tiny. And I can't actually read it. At least here I can see what it's saying. Once it finishes its 10 minutes run, we'll make a note. Yeah, definitely a bit of heat coming off that. Yes, it's an initial benchmark, that's what. Just to see whether the latest BIOS updates cause it to go forwards or backwards. I also have Ada 64 So I can stick that on there and do the memory and CPU cache benchmarks, so fingers crossed. Plus that has all the sensors in it for the temperatures it's running and everything like that. But I can just definitely feel some heat coming off it, just there. So probably getting some spillover from one of the fans at the front. It's just hitting the top of the case and warming up slightly. So I think definitely the ones at the top will definitely have to be extractors. And it's just a case of whether we run the rear fan as intake or extract. But yeah, I think I'll definitely edit the fan curves, I think. So I'd like the 140s to spin a bit faster than they currently are. How long we got in this benchmark? 3 minutes. So fan screws. We're going to install that. And then we got these if we want to use them. Just trying to see where these might plug into each other. Oh right, yes, I see. I don't think I'll need these, to be totally honest. Yeah, what I might do is get the BIOS updated, unlock the precision boost overclock, so the CPU will draw as many watts as the motherboard will say it can, and then do another benchmark and see what the scores are. It'll probably run quite a bit hotter then. I've done that on my desktop. It gets me about an extra 500-600 points in this benchmark. But sticking 2000 watts into the, not 2000, 200 watts into the CPU package is not something I want to do long term. Especially as these systems are going to last me years to come. Right, this should be the last run, and then it should give us a score. How far behind is the stream? About half a minute behind. Right, so we have a lowly score of, what's that, 1.4 something? 14,000 something? $14,959. There we go, initial BM for benchmark. So there we go. We have our note taken. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to end the stream there, get the other SSD in, and then get the fans in, and get the case closed up. But I won't do the peel yet, and then see about getting drivers and everything else installed and the firmware updated. That's a great first score. Do you know what your score was? Let's see. Hardware. Monitor. Okay. No, we don't want the readme text. Oh, there you are. Right, okay. Okay, so that's the... That looks like the CPU temperature. Yeah, scroll down, scroll up. About 42 degrees on the RAM. So I reckon we hit about 63 degrees. Let's just quickly hit that again. and then see where our temperatures stabilize. It's the trouble when you've got to watch the stream and it's about 30 seconds behind. It just makes things really, really annoying. Okay, straight up to 81 degrees C. And about 74 amps on the CPU. There's the rest of our temperatures. Come on, stream dude, scroll it up. Having to watch myself on stream, this is terrible. Doesn't make... Yeah, see you, Cyberden. Cheers for sticking around. You'll have to post your Cinebench R23 score in the Discord tomorrow at some point, so we can see what the comparison is between Zen 1 and Zen 3. Yeah, I'm just a little bit curious as to whether there's enough thermal paste on the CPU cooler. That is a shockingly small amount they put on there. Yeah, we're getting up to about 80. Yeah, I'm not happy with the fan profiles at all. I would expecting the fans to be going absolute nuts at the moment at that type of temperatures. Okay, I think that's enough. We're floating around 87, 88 degrees. That's enough for me at the moment, I think. So I'm going to call it a night and end the stream now, I think. Stop that. So at least I can work on this properly and have a full screen on my new work PC. So yeah, cheers guys for sticking around. Whoever's still here. I think it's just Tom at the moment. But yeah, cheers for popping by, and I hope this was at least a little bit educational. Cheers guys.